and then we will keep you on hand, and then the second speaker will present, and we will take the question answer in the end.
Kindly interrupt me if it takes more time. Okay.
Sure. I will do that, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah, because mine is a lengthy slide, but most of them are images. Okay. Yeah.
We'll go ahead. Okay. Pragya, please go ahead.
Very good morning to one and all. I extend a warm welcome to everyone to our 161st webinar of the Saturday webinar series. I am Pragya Mishra, Business Executive at MoA&FW Center for Innovation and Agripreneurship. Before we go to the session, I would like to give a small introduction about MoA&FW CIA to the speakers and all our participants. MoA&FW Center for Innovation and Agripreneurship is a center of excellence in agribusiness incubation hosted at the National Institute of Agricultural Extension Management, MANAGE. It stands as a prominent agribusiness incubator in India, having guided 626 entrepreneurs and nurtured over 383 startups across various agri-related sectors. Our center has played a pivotal role in training startups in areas such as agro-processing, post-harvest technology, dairy, value addition, farm mechanization, animal husbandry, fishery, commodity trading, supply chain management, and agri-consultancy. The center has provided unwavering support to agripreneurs, helping them refine their concepts and expand their ventures. MoA&FW CIA came up with this open to all webinar series to reach out and serve a greater number of agri entrepreneurs across India. The webinars are conducted every Saturday, and they cover a wide spectrum of topics with speakers from all domains. So today's session is on NewGen Innovation and Entrepreneurship Development Center, encouraging innovators and supporting startups by National Science and Technology Entrepreneurship Development Board. We are delighted to have two esteemed speakers joining us today for the session. Our first speaker will be Dr. J. Arun Kumar. He is Dean Innovation and Entrepreneurship at, he's working as Dean Innovation and Entrepreneurship at Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Center of Excellence in Innovation and Entrepreneurship at MGR Educational and Research Institute. And he is also Program Coordinator of MGR DST NewGen IEDC. The project has funded over 25 student prototypes and has published 5 patents, and 7 startups have evolved from the center. Along with this, Dr. Arun Kumar is also a startup mentor and co-founder of CleanTech. With this brief introduction, I would like to hand over the session to Sir.
Yeah. So, yes, it was a great pleasure to interact with, in the webinar series and related to agri startup ecosystem and how our startups and a country like India, it's an agrarian, a lot of agri-based economy is there, and how government is, enriching in this pre-incubation program and incubation program to provide a proper solution. Out of this, after this presentation, we'll get a conclusion, like, what from initial stage to problem validation to give a feasible solution, and how to build up this ecosystem more and more efficient by involving all the stakeholders in the agriculture based ecosystem is what we are going to learn in this talk. And this talk is going to cover in global aspects, few of the global aspects too, to just debrief you about like what is kind of innovation. At some point of time, we forget the basics of innovation. So let us go to the context of innovation. Innovation is a buzzword right now. Innovation, like everybody, some people believe that innovation is an idea, but that's wrong. Innovation is a kind of problem statement, which starts with a problem statement and leads to an opportunity. And then we have to investigate it and we have to learn more about it. That means immerse and then discover the needs of the customer. So in a simple context, it should be like in a set of viable ideas to solve the problems, feasible ideas. So next one is like, when we talk about innovation, we have to know where we are as a country. So our country is making enough step to to come up in the global innovation rankings, and a lot of promotion has been going on. Promotional activities and awareness campaigns is going on in regarding the innovation, entrepreneurship, and then intellectual property rights. So this is Global Innovation Index, and we call it as, we have sub-index in this. The other side is inputs and outputs from an individual side, from an organization side. All the inputs has been coming up. So what is it? There are some few indicators, like, when it comes to top 3 innovation economies by region, we are in the top actually in Central and Southern Asia. But who is the leader, global leader of innovation? How? Because it has always been very curious, like, we'll be looking around who is the first rank in the entire class, and, scoring better. And what is this, capabilities, how he's getting first rank and so on. So Switzerland is, in the first rank, which is unbeatable. They are like, they are not, in the first rank because of some kind of luck in some few years, because maybe around the past 8 to 9 years, they are in the first rank. And then all the countries are shuffling. If you look at the images, it shows that all the countries ranking has been every year, the huge shuffling is going on. Even Singapore is coming in the top 5. So instead, why Switzerland is the number 1? Like, high quality university focusing on interdisciplinary research and innovations. This is important because all the national education policy and the NISP, all these things now start to implementing this interdisciplinary research and innovation, and good regulatory environment, infrastructure and industries, patenting innovation. This is so important. Joint patents, either by faculty and students, with faculty and students, and then joint patents between inter-institute patents, collaborative patents. Okay. And then innovation investments into results, like, outputs of the innovation. We are filing patent. Yes, we are getting grants of the patent. I mean, you have to go to the next step, whether the patent has been commercialized or not. Okay, that is so important. And high number of scientific publications. So, if you see it, like, the patent is what displayed here in the mark. This is India's, and little bit we are less, but we are coping up because government is giving a lot of promotional in Kapila related Kalam awareness on IPR sessions, and then government is giving a lot of subsidies for those who apply for patent. So we have to focus on the design patent, copyright, international patents, trade secrets, and trademarks. This is the Switzerland. You just look at how good they are. So this is all states about the creative inputs and outputs. Yes, we Indians are really good at idea generation, and then decision making, roadmap, and then foreseeing everything on investments and other thing. But yes, we have a lot of CEOs, right? We are CEOs in MNCs companies. Indians are there. In NASA, Indians are there. All the reputed organizations are, globally, Indians are doing great. But what are the things that we need to focus on is, this is how the Make in India schemes, all these things promoted, because products, process, services is what we are little bit in outputs. So we are focusing, government is focusing enough on this to, improve our ranking in global innovation index. China is in 11th rank and we are in 40th rank. So we have to catch them. When our inputs are already overwhelming, it is really great. But outputs, we have to focus, and we have to cope up with the government. So these are some slides, like, about the problem solving. But let me go to the context first. So this 10 points, any startup, you want to enter into the agri or any other problem statement. This is the 10 points you need to validate the problem statements, and then definitely that will lead to an innovation. Because if a product fails in market, that is not said to be innovation. So innovation is all about feasibility, and then validating the problem statements 100%, and it should be like a problem solving. Once you launch it in market, once you make a solution demo to the customer, still, if the farmer does not, the end user, that is farmer, does not like your particular product, then it is ultimately, it's a fail. Like, even though the product is very much, sophisticated, a lot of technologies has been included in it, when it is not user friendly, and when it is not user friendly to the end user, it is a failure. So the first one is you have to go for the context of the problem. Like, you have to understand really, just now everybody is, all the students or all those who want to become an aspiring entrepreneurship in all the sectors, they focus on the problem statement and through, Google, just type it. Those display in the, search engines are mostly assumptions. Okay. And if you want to know about the context of the problem, then you have to, seek all the possibilities to get the particular, validate the particular problem statement, which is whether it is correct or not. Context of the problem is really important, which is like, few examples I'll give you in the slides of COVID-19 pandemic and agri-related problems. So this is some of the, this basic innovations which turned up in during COVID-19 pandemic, which is also said to be an innovative approaches. I'll give you some few examples for the agri and COVID related. And this kind of dispensers, pedal operated washing wash basins, and then automatic glass doors are previously there, but previously it was in luxury segment. The segment has been converted to essential segments. Okay, during COVID. So you have to understand the segments also, like door operated handles, and then robotics came into, robotic nurses came into, like, and then mask, and then yes, oxygen generator, and then individual oxygen generators. It has came. 3D printing has become a great essential commodity because of this, COVID-19 keys. Many of our startups also, they have printed this COVID-19 key, and then they've sold their products. And all these are related to COVID-19 and post-COVID products. But when it comes to agri, we have to understand. Like, I've gone through this in I think in Austria. It was very nice. The statistics are very nice. Don't compare this with the number of startups, but what is the kind of innovation which is happening in the agri-tech related innovations? Internet of IoT plays a key role. Some of the startups are already started it. Smart farming is there, and then precision farming. Like, if you take India, like, we have different types of soil, we have different types of weather, and according to the soil map, according to the nutrient source, and according to the water source availability, whether you have to do the precision farming. That is a kind of, something like many of the startups started it, and then they are experimenting with farmers. So that is really going great. Like, we have to think about your region, your particular farmers, and then because everywhere the crops, and then the type of crop, and then the soil and everything varies. So robotics and automation and vertical farming, if you don't have enough space, like countries like metro cities, also you can do the farming with the help of technologies, and biotechnology is there. And then AI and big data. Agri is a huge data. Like, if you collect for entire India, then the processing of data will take a lot of time, and that time is not sufficient for the food security and food distribution, because a lot of spoilage is there, food spoilage is there. So AI and big data helps to process it immediately within, all the data that can be processed for 1 month can be processed in an hour with the help of AI and big data analysis. And drones and satellites. Now, yes, some of the large scale farmers and small scale farmers, they have started to, buying this drones and for pest, because labor is another, problems that we've totally forget about. Like, when it comes to the problems associated with the farmers, the first thing they will talk about is like water is a drought is a main issue. And then maybe the second one will be, we'll have set of priorities. But labor, if you go and inquire the farmers and then ask about the priorities, list out the top 10 pain points, and availability of labor is also one of the biggest issue. So this drones and satellite may solve some of the issues about it. So and this says about, this map says about all the innovative ideas to go with the agri-tech. But we have to be aware of kind of innovation, because sometimes we need to learn, we need some kind of adaptation. Our farmers, and then as a startup, we need to check and go through adaptive availability of the resources, and we can simply say that, we can use this robotics and using IoT, and then we can do this, we can make a, reformation, but still the way is ahead. The road should be, the particular roadmap will be, guidance will be given, taken, and enough step will be taken by the government and by the incubators, by the, startups. But you have to aware of these things, but at the same time, you have to go and meet the people, like, meet the farmers, and then find it out what is the kind of existing solutions that they offer. That will give you, for your startups, that will give you an extensive idea. Like,
Arun sir, Arun sir, sorry to interrupt you. You have like more of like 10 minutes. So these points, you can also focus on the topic, which is NewGen IEDC. Okay, sir. Yeah, sure. Okay, sir. Please. Yeah.
So, and I'll go to with this, like some of the ideas are there, and then about the products, and then there are NewGen IEDC. Maybe like, NewGen IEDC is a kind of pre-incubation program, which has been given by government in the scheme of NSTEDB, and where we can give an idea, we can provide a pre-incubation grant for idea to proof of concept. Okay, and we can provide up to 2.5 lakhs for the institute associated with it. The students can get benefit out of it by converting, because this 2.5 lakhs you can ask, like, you maybe are not sufficient for making a complete prototype, but some of the prototypes you can make it within the budget, and some of the prototype you can make a POC, and then you can pitch for the second level of funding too. So some of the Juhad systems, like, when it comes to product-based ideas, first you need to aware of like what is the Juhad-based products which is available, because using available resources, how a farmer is converting their making a prototype which is a working model too. Maybe this is a simple maybe the funny thing, but still this is so important, because we have startups you can do when a Juhad innovation is converted to a systemic innovation, then automatically these things you can go for selling. So, and what is the shortcut ways to identify the context of the problem? One is self-experience. Other one is design thinking. You have to start with an empathy, and then you can go on sustainable goals on particular your agri-tech related startups. What is the sustainable goals that your solution will cover up? And then your involvement, passion, and dedication and core competence is so important. And what opportunity that you can perceive from the above problem statement. So the opportunity might be as a faculty, as a student, because we have in NewGen IEDC, we do have a mentor and student have a joint startups. Okay, and as an entrepreneur, you have to understand your roles and how you have to take it to the next level. How big that your problem statement is, that is what you need to focus on. And who is your customer? Like, even if you go directly, like you have to call as who will buy. So as a customer and a consumer, so who will buy your particular product and use it, and what according to the customer the main problems is all about, and then the number of problems and the pain points and the severity, and solve at least the top 3 best problems. So that is important. And what jobs currently getting done. This is also most important. So, for example, if you need to put a hole in the drill, a cardboard. So you need not to go and buy for entire machine. So you can buy a machine like this. So similarly, if a particular farmer needs a solution, it may not be the entire tractor or this kind of equipment which can be attached to any kind of vehicle. That is what you need to think about it. And what problem are currently getting done for the solution. For your problem statement and solution, what is the current solution which they are getting up? You have to find it out. You have to get the estimate the market size. So in this case, your assumptions will do. And then And does this problem seems to be worth solving? You need to explain by yourself. So that is really important. So you have to explain in detail. If you think that this is not the problem worth solving, you have to choose another problem and then you have to move on. So these are the steps that is that involved. And one important step is there. You have to participate in the workshop, seminar, and boot camps, brainstorming sessions, and participate in patenting and publishing, and then hackathons. And incubation, like it starts from the pre-incubation program, DST, NewGen, IEDC, and then you can also have next level of supporting funds which is available from seed fund, NICPOC, and then Nidhi Praya schemes. All these schemes are available from the government side to help you to move on to the next level, scale up funding. So if you do all participate in all these things, like you can also participate in the Global Innovation Index, and then you are contributing to something. So any questions?
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you for highlighting how the startup ecosystem works in India and how NewGen IEDC can play a role as on the stage of not even incubation, but pre-incubation, where we can take it's like the small projects, the farmers who are focusing on small projects or Jugaad technology, they can utilize the scheme of pre-incubation and get mentored under it. Sir, we will ask you to remain with us, and we'll move on to our second speaker, and then we'll take the question and answer in the end. Pragya, please.
So our second speaker for today's session is Dr. Vijaya Sri Lakshman. She is a professor at B&M Institute of Technology. She is head of innovation at Entrepreneurship Development Cell, BNMIT, and she is the chief coordinator of NewGen IEDC project. As the chief coordinator of Entrepreneurship Development Cell, she has worked as principal investigator in NewGen IEDC prototype development project for students. She has 14 patents, 3 design patents, and 2 copyrights filed from NewGen and Department of Science and Technology, out of which 1 patent and 2 design patents and 2 copyrights has been granted. With this brief introduction, I would like to hand over the session to ma'am.
Yeah, good morning all. Thank you for giving me an opportunity.
Good morning, ma'am.
You are able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am, we are able to hear you. You can continue, ma'am.
Yeah, and thank you for the opportunity given to share my views here in this platform. And thank you, Anupam ji, and it was very nice presentation, Dr. Arun. I was able to go through it, and so many things you have been able to highlight. Whatever I have gone through in these 5 years with NewGen IEDC, I would like to share in this platform. And let me share my video. 1 minute.
Ma'am, when you are sharing it, you have to select a window will open. You have to select screen 1, and then right hand side you have to click share, and then you can go ahead.
I don't know whether it's visible or not. I'll just check it.
Yeah. You have to select screen 1, and then ma'am, you have to select share option on the right hand corner.
Is it visible?
No, ma'am, not yet. Ma'am, kindly stop sharing. I'll tell you what to do. Kindly stop. You have to click on share. A window will open, and then you have to select screen 1 on the left hand side of the window. Then you have to click share. Yeah.
Right. Okay. You said in the share.
In the share, there will be left hand side. There will be written screen 1. Right, ma'am?
It is not, because this is a new laptop I have got. So just a minute.
Okay. If you are having issues, you can send us the PPT also.
Okay, that would have been best. 1 minute. A bit difficult actually. Yes, it's better to.
Dr. Anupam, get in WhatsApp, no? You get in WhatsApp.
Yeah, sure, sir. Ma'am, can you please share it in your...
Meantime, Dr. Arun Kumar can take the questions if possible.
Yeah, sure, sir. We have BOM-STC raising their hands. Kindly unmute. Yeah, BOM-STC, can you please ask your question to Dr. Arun Kumar, sir? I think they are not there. Nandu Nayak. Nandu Nayak, can you hear us? Nandu Nayak.
Yes, sir.
I think they are not here. Sir, in the meantime, what we'll do is I'll ask you a question, sir. Is NewGen IEDC also hosting agriculture pre-incubation like ideas or not, sir, in the meantime?
Yes, yes, sir. Because initially we are sector agnostic. We have accepted, we are interdisciplinary related ideas. But I recommend you have to choose at least focus on at least 5 sectors so that the support you can provide it in a better way. And we do support agri-related startups, but one focus, like, a student comes up with a problem statement, they will come up with an idea, an agri-tech idea, sensor-based ideas, and a lot of things they will be interacting about. But at the end, like if you go and connect, like we have an activity called Boot Up, get out of the building, go and meet farmers, and then meet the central institutes related to the, for example, if a student comes with a problem statement on Padanir preservation, that palm sap. Yeah. So, and as an incubator, as a NewGen IEDC, what we do here is get out of the building, go there, meet the central institute, and Central Palm Institute is there. And what is the problem facing by the institute, central institute? And they will clarify their issues over there, because they have their process, their product development, everything. But instead, palm tappers, availability of the palm tappers is the main issue over there. So can you do something about it? So that particular startup has come up with an instrument for collection and processing of the palm sap. And so that the shelf life of the palm sap is increased from 48 hours to 5 weeks. So this is great. This is what we have to, as a NewGen IEDC, we have to connect all the dots, stakeholders, and it doesn't mean that we are a pre-incubator and the others, those who received fund is an incubator. We really compete with, here in Tamil Nadu, we compete with all the incubators. We do participate in the networking sessions in Startup TN. We promote everything, like we have associated with the Startup India. All this kind of thing that if you do it, then you can provide a very good path to the startups, those who really want to enter into agri-tech.
Sir, we also noticed one thing when we were researching about NewGen IEDC, that NewGen IEDC is mostly in the technical, or we can say, to be precise, engineering background colleges or universities. We never came that they have been hosted into an agriculture university or not. Your comments on this thing, will it hamper the agriculture background entrepreneurs to come and have an will it hamper them to come and join NewGen IEDC, which is situated in the engineering colleges?
Yeah, we can, sir. We can, include them as a stakeholder. Like, that's up to the student startups that they are going to start up. So, for example, it is not, we can't even say that, because our institute is in a deemed university, and we have almost all the faculty streams. We have NewGen IEDC from almost all the streams, not only on, engineering, focused on engineering tech. We have allied health sciences, we have dentistry, we have, nursing. We have, the problems associated with this sector, and then it might be the interdisciplinary problems. So we have a team from mechanical engineering and then faculty of physiotherapy joining together hands, because the problem statement is interdisciplinary.
Okay.
So
go ahead, sir.
That when that kind of mentality is there, then they are also ready to collaborate with the farmers also. And because ultimately they are kind of win-win situation. If early adopters is there for their products, then automatically they can launch it in market in an easy way.
Okay, so what are the extension approaches, or you can say information dissemination approaches you are taking to highlight the awareness about the NewGen IEDC? What your center is doing about it, sir?
So our center, usually have like this center is a kind of hub for all the innovation and entrepreneurship related activities in the campus. So we taking care of IIC, Institution Innovation Council, ARIA, and then Kapila initiatives, awareness for patents, because it is not only about the startups, it is all about the innovation, entrepreneurship, and IPRs. And also, we do have a credit courses for innovation and entrepreneurship, like, creating awareness in the first year. And then in third year, we have an open elective courses to deep dive about entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship is also something about learning aspects is also there. We can't have a structured curriculum is there, but still it is designed in such a way that most of the activities are done through sheets, and the activities are very much needed for a startup to start with. It gives so that when your particular NewGen IEDC is a hub for the entire university for this kind of activity, means it itself create buzz in the campus.
There's a question in the chat box by Shaligram Soni. He or she wants to ask that they want to raise fund to promote solar cookers and dryers for farmers through Surya Prasadam, a social enterprise Jan Abhiyan startup. So how to raise funds for that particular thing, sir?
Yeah, so we are, in state government and central governments are having a lot of funding opportunities, related to seed fund to the next level of funding, like, up to 2 crore funding is available from BIRAC, big grant is available. But are you ready for the pitch? That is the first question that you need to ask. Like when we are talking about the solar operated, some of the solutions, so you need to find it out first, what is the problem statement, and what is your solution, and the next thing should be like, what is the existing solution? Because when the problem statement is there, already existing solution will be there. And then the next slide is most important, in which way that your solution is better than the existing solution. So that is a crucial way that you will win the pitching. And then are you ready for, don't be ready only for grants. My humble request for you all is like, for the startups, those who raise question with an incredible ideas. I really love their ideas, but are you ready for the, ready to present, ready to pitch, not only to the government organizations, but also to the angel investors and venture capitalists? Are you ready? That is the kind of, thing also you need to ask about yourself. Like, because when you receive some funds as a grant, that is okay. Government is well enough, and they have provided enough funding system for the startups. But are you ready to pitch to the angel investors and venture capitalists, so that you can repay? You have to talk about return of investment, when the return investment will be returned. In such a way, if your business proposal is ready, there are humpty number of opportunities which is available. And I'm ready to connect with them, those who raise an answer like question about the fundings.
Yeah, so there's one more question. I think you have answered it, but it will be good if you can detail more on it. That how to recognize that our idea is new, unique, and will be visible. Will be viable.
Great. So this is how you need to, when we talk about new idea, that's a patentability criteria comes, novelty, utility, and inventive step. Some of the patent, like we have still a healthy debate and arguments is going on whether to patent your idea or not, or directly commercialize into market and then earn more. Because some of the technology, if you just go for patenting process, it takes years, and that time your technology may go, maybe old. So what you have to do is you can do the prior art search, like, you can identify, now everything is in open source. Now in IP India online, you can go and search about your particular innovations, how many number of innovations is there, in which way your innovation is differed from them, whether it is a granted patent or not. Because this is the question that you're going to answer when the FAIR report is submitted by the authorities, first examination report. So you can do your own prior art search, or patent attorneys are available. The first option is what I consider, because when you search and do the prior art, then you know what is happening in the in the India and in global arena. So then you can find it out whether your idea is new or not. So my thing is, like, if you're designing a particular prototype for something, then go for patenting and get it done. Either PCT patent. If your idea is an agriculture related solutions for the entire globe, then go for PCT patent, patent cooperative treaty. That is an WIPO. That's an international patent.
Thank you, sir. Arun sir, there's one more question that by Dr. Neeta. She wants to know that she needs the help of a product designer, how to approach whom to communicate with. Like what should be the criteria to follow to do this, sir?
Sir, like yours is a good question. Like, all the incubators have product designers. Like in our team, in our innovation team, we do have, product designers. But don't, my humble request is, don't do this in online, because you will be describing about something and then the product designer will do the design in such way. So you have to come and sit with the particular product designer, first make a clear explanation about the problem statement and how it is like that. And then one important thing is you have to sign an agreement with the product designers stating that this is a work order. Okay, like you have to give a fee and then you have to, this is kind of, because one important issue with the copyright right now, because most of the startups now do like a website development and app development, and they never get the work order. Then what happens? Ultimate copyright goes to the designer. So you have to be very careful in this. Work order agreement has to be made, and then you can contact, because every incubator and pre-incubator in every NewGen IEDCs, we do have a designers. So you need to just find it out, and then you can contact. Okay, in case of Dr. MGR DST NewGen IEDC, we do have in our own campus. So you can reach out us anytime. We are ready to help you out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great, sir. So I thank you, sir, for taking the questions. We'll take more. I want to announce that we have received the PowerPoint presentation from ma'am, and we will be starting it. Please, I will ask my team members to please share the presentation. Ma'am, if you can hear us, please, we are going to share the presentation and then you can continue.
Yeah, sorry for the technical delay actually. So I had this NewGen IEDC in our campus, and also I take care of IIC, ARIA and other innovations, which Ministry of Education has given as a mandatory for all the engineering colleges. I received this grants in 2017, and from then on, I'm working on this. In between 1 year, we couldn't get the grant amount because of the COVID, and now we are able to we are in the final phase of the grants. So before moving on to this, what is the idea of NewGen IEDC, how it has been used in our campus? I would like to slightly touch upon how we started with that. So can I have the next slide, please? So I just wanted to touch upon these, topics on how to get an idea, whether the idea is worthy or not, and how the idea has to be converted into prototype, from prototype to IPR, and then IPR to commercialization. It's not only going to be applicable for one area, but it is going to be applicable for, various areas, various sectors. So that is the intention of it. Yeah, next one. So how to get an idea, because this is very important for any of the sectorial people, any of the people who wanted to start up their own. So how to get an idea? We were doing a lot of research, and when I came across this particular article, and when I got to know about next one, when I got to know about this particular document called STIFAC 2035, by government, the report which has been done by the government and released by the government, which is freely available in Google if you search. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Okay, this is the document. This is talking about the forecasting of various informations related to various sectors. So this is again given by the government of India only, which talks about the vision of the government in 2035. So when we are seeing this particular document, it talks about 4 different areas in different sectors. Can I go to the next one? Yeah, when you see this, actually, see, this is the research they are targeting on. One such thing is when you see this idea about clean air and potable water, this can also be under the agriculture sector, agricultural tech sector. So when you see this, there are different types of lines. So one with the darker shade of blue and the other one is the lighter shade of blue. So the darker shade is already people are doing much research on these areas. When it moves to the lighter area, there are people who are still in the imagination. So one such thing which you are able to see is self-healing pipelines. So when I got through this document, I was able to see to it that every grant, every research, whichever we are thinking about, whichever we wanted to apply on, if we are moving through based on this particular document, I think our life becomes easy. Instead of thinking about taking from the research article and other things, such type of reports will give an eye opening for us, so that instead of dwelling on already done research, we can think about the research which is in the nascent level. So with that, second lighter blue color, if you see it, lot of hopes are there with respect to clean and potable water. So, so the targeted research should be on these areas, and especially our college, what we are doing is we are concentrating on the lighter shades of the blue color. So if we are starting now, at least next 5 years, we will be able to see some light on these areas. And we are also collaborating with the international bodies on this particular areas. So, I mean, this is what we are doing. And I'll go through it, how we are connected with the first year and second year engineering students with the darker colors of the blue, which is already existing in the various sectors. Next slide, please. Yeah, food and nutritional security. See, this is another sector they are also looking into. Again, it can be under the agri-tech or agriculture area. See, our vertical farming is one example which is already deployable research in. So people have done maximum research, and still also they are working on, because vertical research now they are looking into how it has to be included in the building structures and so on. So architectural plus vertical farming they are trying to club in. And similar way, when you see this, interactive foods, that's the area which is still in the imagination. So 3D printing is also coming into picture, and we are working on 3D printing plus interactive food structure, how it can be combined. So technology plus yet to be, discovered, those type of, research we are working on at present. So anybody who wanted to work on this food and nutritional security, they can look into this particular document and they can start their work in. Next slide, please. So this is again universal healthcare and public hygiene. Again, this also be taken into agriculture, because when we are talking about human related things, and agri becomes the most important thing, and we talk about these sectors, again it falls into the same category. Here also we can see that what are the points or what are the areas which is still in the imagination. And if we are working on health, already it has gone from the lab to the field, and many people extensively are working onto this. So if we are again targeting on the same areas, it's of no use. So we have to think about the areas which is still in the lighter blue or still in the imagination phase. Okay, next one. And this is 24/7 energy. Yes, again, so many things are there in this as well. So areas, if you are targeting on these, you can take this document and you can look into the lighter shades of blue. Next. Same with the decent habitat. Yes, next one. No, I'm just telling you how many sectors they are looking into. So the quality education, livelihood, and creative opportunities. Here also, they have clearly mentioned which areas we have to focus on. Yes. Next one. So safe and speedy mobility. Yes. Next one. And public safety and national security. Next one. See, these are very few avenues. Next. These are very few things which I wanted to quote it here, wherein every other sectors can be clubbed with agri or technology or whatever it is. Next. So government has said, and so I have just noted down very few areas, very few sectors in this, but government is also looking into grand challenges wherein different fundings from DST and other BIRAC and other people, they are also targeting on these grand challenges which is posed by the government, and they wanted to divert the funding amount for these grant challenges. Next slide, please. See, these are the areas, 10 different areas the government is looking into. So that areas is been highlighted in that TIFAC 2035 document as well. So we can, based on our institutional or our co-system or co-working people or startup people, we can also look into these grant challenges and we can move work on. Next slide, please. Okay, so other methods of how to find the ideas, this is where we all stuck with. As a college, we also get stuck with these, how to find the better ideas, whether the ideas is good or not. So we closely associate with our COE, Center of Excellence people, whomever we are connected with, and whomever we have done the MOUs, those people also will be helping us. Industry talks, we do it, and from that also we take it, and conference is another source. And likewise, we also get the better ideas when we go for industrial visits and when we bring in the alumni to our campus, and also upgrading the present topics. So whatever the left out now, final year projects, whatever they have done it, we also try to, with the help of the mentors from industry, we try to upgrade those present projects. That's how we find the better ideas inside the campus. Next. So how to find whether the idea is worthy or not? There are various methods actually, irrespective of which sector it is. Next slide, please. I usually say this to our students. So this person, Dhirubhai Ambani, he has beautifully told this. If you don't build your dream, someone else will hire you to build their dreams. So this is a beautiful word. I have stuck this into my room and others as well, startups and other people. So I keep telling them, you dream and your dream has to be fulfilled. Next slide. And I keep telling them, see, there is an opportunity everywhere. Here, Godrej is how he has been able to develop this. He was able to see the opportunity there when the burglary rates was high in the Bombay, and using that particular, incident, he got this opportunity and he started, making the lock making. So he did the research on lock making and he became the lock master of India. So every problems we have to look into as an opportunity. I keep telling them to the students. And the further slides, I always quote this to our students. Next. So this is again one more example, Koreans, and how he was able to convert this buffalo milk rather than the cow milk. Next one. So every problem is an opportunity. Next slide. So when we see this is as a problem, but this also can be because solar is more there. Next slide. And here also, I recollect so many, students of ours have done the waste converter machines, and it is converting 200 tons of waste in our campus itself because ours is a green campus. So we wanted to use the dry leaves. So we have shredders in our campuses. So we use this and we made this idea into an opportunity. Next one. This also again a problem. We have been able to see how it can be solved. So we are working on this. Next. And this is again bigger problem here in Bangalore. So we are also working on business models, like how it has to be solved. How, Delhi has given one solution. Here in Bangalore, we are also working on, I'm a part of brand Bangalore. So we are working on this as well. Next one. So food for thought is everything is changing. Some are very, very useful like MRI, smartphones and all. Next slides. Some are not that useful. So when you see this baby cage and all, when it was used in the Second World War to make the children to see the outside world in a safety environment, now it is of no use. So certain ideas will be very useful like MRI, certain ideas will not be useful, much useful like our baby cage. But still, our ideas are to be valid, or to be useful to someone or somewhere. So we should not hold our ideas. So like this transformation, metamorphosis, sometimes our ideas also can be changed from the initial stage to present stage like our phones. So the ideas, when we wanted to see to it, I usually use 5Q rubrics. Next slide. So each rubrics, what important customers, how do we, all these questions have to be posed to the startups, whomever is coming to our campus, we will also ask these questions. Next slide. So the first question is, what important customer problems are we going to solve? For example, I just wanted to go to the next slide. I'll be able to showcase you. This is one of our, identified problem. We went into this, nearby hospital when we were able to see that in the Jaipur fort, there is a problem of ankle movement. So our mechanical students used this particular device, a small mechanical device which has been inserted in the ankle part, so that the movement of ankle becomes easier. So this is a final year project. They patented it and we are in talks with Jaipur Fort so that it can be taken forward. Next one. The question number 2 is how you are going to do it. Is it through branding, services, location wise? Are you going to have this product as a product, business model and so on? So I would like to, use based on your strengths. You have to use this business model as well. Next slide. See, I use, when I'm teaching it, I start with the innovation design thinking from the first semester itself. So I take to the users. So this is one activity which we always do it for engineering students who are before the slide. Before this slide, please. So I always take this activity to the school level, and the school children evaluates their products which is done for them. So the students will be able to know that yes, we have to know the empathy part, and then we have to do the testing also from the users. So this is one activity which we have done it from the schools, and they are the users for us. Next slide. Now what we do is in our second year, we have a unique project, a unique program called Innovative Project Labs, wherein we say that these IDT oriented low fidelity prototypes have to be converted into high fidelity prototypes, wherein entrepreneurs and the industry experts come in with, talk with the students, and they will come to know that whether it can be scaled up or not. So then we do a product on 1.2, 1.3, and so on. Now we are in the 3.0. So the mentors, the industry experts, everyone collaborate for 2 days, and we try to bring in the product. And the prototype usually will be the high fidelity prototype, wherein we try to bring in the investors, we try to commercialize in various terms our prototypes with the help of naturally with the industry partners and other network people. Next one. So usually this prototype will be at the end of the 3rd year itself. So 4th year we concentrate mainly on their commercialization or startup related ecosystem. So the third question of rubric is how many customers are there willing to buy your product? For that, next slide, please. See, we have one company called HiQ Works, a startup company incubated in our campus. Initially, they started with this IDT and then moved on to this IPL, that is Innovative Project Labs. And then now they are full-fledged factory setup within our campus. And they are very high-level rated 3D manufacturers. And we are supplying for our Indian Army, Navy, Air Force, DRDO, IS, ISRO, and so many people. And you must be knowing how much quality they would have attained in the due course within the 3 years of time, if they have to supply their products to these organizations. So that much of quality precision, they are able to achieve because they were able to hold their idea right from the first semester itself. This I wanted to quote it actually because they are, number one, I can say that in 3D manufacturing now. Next. So why only you can give the solution? That's the major question I ask my students when they are bringing the startup ideas. Next slide. These are some of the things which we were only doing it for our NGOs. Nearby, we have several NGOs. We ask the students to go enter into the NGOs, understand with the empathy what is the real problem is. Some of the products which we do it is aiming on these NGOs. We are the only one who are able to give because we did the empathy mapping, we did their problem, we did analyze their problems, and we gave the solution as per their needs. So this assistive technology received a seed fund of the customers. Next. So, and also our Center of Excellences, see, we are able to see that our students in different branches are finding it very difficult on very few subjects like fluid mechanics and other things. We wanted to bring in, more easiness on the students to understand the subjects. So in our Center of Excellence, ARVR, we are trying to convert this particular hard subjects into AR/VR models. We picked up the modules and we are converting it, and we are trying to project it not only to our students, but whomever comes into your campus, they can visualize and they can know the hardest subjects in AR/VR manner. And that's going to be increasing their scores as well as our satisfaction of giving what customer wants. Next one. The last question is how we can defend others against others. For that, we can use the brand, location, and so on. Our patent is also one of the important thing. Next slide, please. And we have patent for our products. And see, this is one, laser-induced music system. We were able to know the empathy part. And accordingly, we developed this system for the budding musicians who wanted to train themselves in the string instruments. String instruments, with this, they can just use their fingers movement and they can get trained on any of the string instruments. And also this faucet, what we have, converts any faucet into smart faucet within short period of time. Both are patented. Next one. So connecting the dots is, we find the opportunity in a proper way. We try to convert it to prototype, and we try to involve investors and other people for business models. And then we try to make sure that they get a business plan evaluation done by the right kind of people. And then we go for funding options. Next. So how we have to convert this idea into prototype? That's when the NewGen IEDC comes into picture. Next one. So we have this NewGen IEDC center in our campus. Next slide. So we started activities long back with the ED cell with all these programs. Next. And innovative project labs, we started way back in 2014 onwards. And every year we bring in a lot of ideas and investors together so that we evaluate our ideas, whether it is worth or not. Next. And now we have this particular outcome. So already commercialized 6 numbers, yet to be another 6 is the pipeline. And prototype stage 125 we have. And ideation 36 numbers, upcoming project 27, patent copyright filed is 44 numbers, including 64 students having this in their resume, and 65 faculty members do have this IPR in their account. Next. And this we fought with 178 colleges to get this NewGen IEDC across India. And then we are the only college who received this funding in 2017. And we were able to give 2.5 lakhs per project because of this funding. And we are happy that DST supported with full heart for our campus. Next. And these are some of the projects under IEDC. Next. And we have 125 projects, fully developed projects. Next. So how to convert this into intellectual property rights, IPR? Next. So we have the Center of Excellence fully functioning in our campus, and also along with that, we do have the spokes or the heads of each of this. We have 7 different Center of Excellence developed from NewGen IEDC. We have 3D EV technology. We have health, smart technology, AR/VR. We have clean and green and water technology as well within our campus. So with that, we are able to function very neatly how each and every project know how till the IPR, how it has to be taken, that we are working on. Next. I think some few questions are there. Let me finish it and then I'll be able to address, I suppose. There are various innovations at BNMIT is happening. I do take care of ED Cell, NewGen IEDC, IIC, ARIA, and CIPR as Center for Innovation in Intellectual Property Rights. And I do take of startups, and I do have the control of this entrepreneurial programs, not only for our campus, for outsiders as well. And also I take care of industry in academia collaborations. Next. These are some of the patents, grants and filed patent list. Next. From NewGen IEDC. Next. This commercialization part is one thing which is very hard, even the toughest. I feel that it is even for IISc and IIT as well. So commercialization is one of the toughest, which has been highly rated in ARIA as well. Next slide. And we have campus companies slowly moving into the commercialization, but still also the conversion rate as per DST, they say 10% of whatever prototype we have, it has to be converted into commercialization. But I say it is the toughest. Maximum of, if we are able to convert 1% of it, that itself is the, lucky, we have to say for that. So we were able to convert 2% of our prototypes. That itself, I feel that it is okay. Next. And we have a pre-incubation. NewGen doesn't talk about startups, but we have started up. They are talking only till the prototypes. So we extended it, and we did pre-incubation within our campus. And now we have our incubation centers, but before, when these people started, we didn't have it. So I diverted them to IIMB, IISc and NID and so on, so that they will be able to experience the proper incubation culture there. And that is how these people are able to develop a full-fledged company over there. Next. So some of the, coverages of our NewGen IEDC students. And we constantly, in competitions, we send our NewGen IEDC students to participate and win prizes as well. Next. These are the startups in campus. Next. Thank you. I think I'm able to touch upon how the idea has to be converted into commercialization part along with the NewGen IEDC. Anupam sir?
Is it okay, ma'am? Yeah, it's fine, ma'am. We'll take up the questions now in the Q&A. But I want to start with, ma'am, asking you the basics about the NewGen IEDC. Is like, even Arun sir can also highlight on this, is like, what the first question come to our mind when we hear about NewGen IEDC and all this is how to apply, like where to apply, how to apply. Then the second will be like, what is the selection criteria, and what are the people who are applying will be selected. If you can highlight on this, then we will move on to other ones. Ma'am, you can go ahead first.
Yeah, NewGen IEDC, the moment DST opens up, people can apply it. They usually see or scrutiny is based on your previous activities, what you have done it with EDCell, or your previous activities and the documentations based on that, they will be able to eliminate, or they will be able to take it to the further levels. So when we got selected, it was only IEDC, and then it got converted into NewGen IEDC of 2.87 crores. Previously, it was only 50 lakhs. And that particular year, luckily, we were moved to NewGen IEDC. And now it is 2.87 crores. And very few institutions have got it across India. I think 28 institutions have got this in a span of 2 years. I think after COVID, I think yet to open that NewGen once again. See, 178 was the initial call, and 24 we were able to that we went for the second final stage, and in that we were asked to present the main item which was there in the presentation was sustainability plan and how far we were able to come till that level. So that was a question asked, and the panel was very happy with the way we were working on. And before that, we had four EDI, EDP done in our campus. We had 3 lakh funding for each EDP. So we had done that. So through that, we were able to network with various government bodies. So that is how we were able to expand our networks before we apply for this NewGen IEDC itself.
Okay, Arun sir, your.
Yeah, I think ma'am has covered few points, and a few things like I need to add up to the sum up to that is you need to focus on the institutions who want to apply for NewGen IEDC. You have to wait for the call, and then if call is there, then you need to focus on how good you are at implementing things. Like in case of collaboration, Like, for example, we have a tie-up initially when we apply for NewGen IEDC. We do have a collaboration with Vadvani Foundation, and then using LearnWise, we have a lot of curriculum development related to entrepreneurship. And this is not a mere curriculum as such, like, theory or something like that, but it's a kind of practice that we inculcated to the students, stating that entrepreneurship is a choice. And sometimes, like, those who really want to check on entrepreneurship, we do have a trained faculty. Like, you can't teach entrepreneurship. So an entrepreneurship educator should be a kind of facilitator. So we have entrepreneurship educators in our institutes when we apply for NewGen IEDC, which is like trained masterclass trainers are there. So your team strength is important when you're presenting it to DST, NSTEDB, and then your collaboration is important. What is your track record? What is the kind of awareness that you have created, and what is a immerse thing about the awareness? Awareness should not be a mere awareness. What is the next module in the awareness? So if you present it, I think yes, you can also get it.
So, ma'am and sir, this was about the institution. Now we want to know, how can an entrepreneur apply into this pre-incubation NewGen IEDC? If I want to register and I want to get mentored, how should I apply, and what is the selection criteria for me? Please.
It's an institutional grant. Only students can get this particular NewGen IEDC grant. Yes, but yes, as an incubator, like what we do in our institute is like it is all through the year it'll be open. So if your students coming up with that, because initially we are, as students evolve, and we are also as an incubator, as a NewGen IEDC, we are also evolving every year. Initially we listen to the ideas, and then from second year we stop them, like, hey, stop, don't talk about ideas, talk about the problem statement more. And then third year, we say, like, okay, problem statement is okay, whether you validated the problem statement or not. So it all comes up with an evolution. And at the same time, we have a methodology, like with internal experts and external experts, they will start screening, because we have marketing expert, we have IPR expert, where initially at the time of, when they're applying itself, we have a module where student can check the prior, because students will come up with and say, this idea is very new. And if you go and search in the patent scope, international search engines, and automatically more than 1 lakh patent will be there in the similar idea. So it is all about the implementation. But still we have a hackathon, and we have a screening methodology, and we have a customer discovery labs, which is very unique. That is the first module that many screening failed, because they didn't satisfy this. They can't able to validate that particular problem statement, whether it is a problem statement or not. So there itself we have a stronger scrutiny to choose them in NewGen IEDC. But we also support others, because we have IVP, Innovation Voucher Program scheme. As a knowledge partner, every NewGen IEDC can also do that. So we can also fund outsiders. If you have any idea, which is commercial scale, and if you have entity like either LLP or private limited company, as a knowledge partner, you can get in voucher A, voucher B, maybe 2 lakhs to ideas to POC, and then 4 lakhs to POC to market, to enter into the market, 4 lakhs there. So total it is a package of 6 lakhs.
Okay, answer. Ma'am, do the students of that particular institution only need to go under the NewGen IEDC program, or do you create awareness for the other institutions which are nearby to you?
Actually, as per the NewGen IEDC, we are supporting our students only.
Okay.
See, actually, in IIC, we are mentoring 4 institutions and 3 schools, actually. So, as I am the president of IIC, I am also taking care of that. So, NewGen IEDC is one thing. What you said is from idea to IPL to NewGen IEDC, there is a process in our institutions. So we exactly know who are the students which we have to handhold them for commercialization. So we have a process, through that only they have to come into. So our students, there is no problem. We know that who have to be given the funding. But when people are coming from outside, now we have set up Idea Park, wherein there we are trying to have the startups as well as the acceleration as well. So now we have a sufficient place. We have set up an idea park so that other students also can come and get the facilities. As of NewGen IDC doesn't encourage people from outside to get the grants. It's only for the inside college.
It's only for the colleges which are getting the NewGen IEDC program. The students under those particular college or universities will be supported only right now. Okay.
Yes.
There's one important question, Ms. How the entrepreneur can apply as incubator in NewGen IEDC? Like if someone wants to, like it is exactly for this, ma'am, what you can say, university and colleges, but if any private incubation, they want to get the NewGen IEDC program, what they have to do? Is it allowed or it is not allowed?
Incubation, sir, Arun sir also, you can just...
It's an institutional grant, sir, actually.
Okay.
NewGen
So
IEDC is an...
So our participants, we are clear on this from our speaker side that it is an institutional grant and it cannot be right now passed on to private incubation or it's mainly focusing on institutional grants and that too mainly supporting the students, not someone who has been passed. It is mainly focusing on students so that entrepreneurial skill and idea generation can be cultivated among the students, right? Am I right on this, sir?
Yes.
Correct, sir. It's a non-academic incubators can't apply. Like academic incubators can apply for.
Okay. So we have almost answered all the questions and the other requests are for your contact details. So I'd like to tell our participants that we will be sharing the email IDs of sir and ma'am both. If you have any direct questions to both of them, you can go ahead and ask them or you can send them a mail and they will be happy to answer your email. So, sir, on behalf of National Institution of Agriculture Extension Management, Manage Hyderabad, and organization under the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, I thank you both for taking out your valuable time and enlightening us about the NewGen IEDC scheme, which is one of the flagship schemes of DST. And I hope we will have more contacts and more webinars like this with you in future.
Sure. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Okay. Before we leave, I'd like to announce to our participants that the applications are open for the RKVY-RAFTAAR cohort 10 for agripreneurs and startup, and also we are getting applications, receiving applications for the 6th batch of pre-incubation mentoring program by Manage Center for Innovation and Agripreneurship. Kindly visit to the Manage CIA website and register yourself. So thank you both the speakers, and I will thank my team also for supporting me. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.